So members and the CS get in. He was here as I had communicated earlier, in another committee of the Senate. So he was here on time. So before we begin, I think we should start with a round of introduction because we need to know who is in the house. We are expecting the CS, his PS, KAA, and of course DGPPPs. So I think we start with a round of introduction from the Senate side. So, and I'm going to begin. My name is Karunga Wadhangwa, the Senator of the Great County of Kiambu, and the chairperson of this committee.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Peris Tobiko, the Vice Chair of this committee. Thank you.
The members present.
Thank you, Chair. Through you, my name is Senator Richard Unyonka, Senator of the Great County of Kisii. I am a friend of this committee, and I'm the interrogating senator. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair Waziri. My name is Edwin Sifuna, Senator of the even greater county of Nairobi, and it's good to see you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mohammed Said Chute, Senator for the biggest county in this republic, and also a member of this committee.
The biggest is Marsabit.
I'm Lelegwe, Senator for Samburu County and member of this.
Cherargei Kiprotich is my name, Senator of the Republic of just concluded Olympics in Paris. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, before you proceed, I wanted to, a small point. Okay, frequently mentions how he thinks I didn't go to school well. I wanted to declare my interest that the CS was my yearmate and classmate at the only university when it was only one.
Okay. All right. Members, let's go on with the introductions. The clerk.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Charles Katia. I'm the head of the Secretariat. I'm also joined by other members of the Secretariat.
Thank you.
I'm a clerk with this committee.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Kanze Charo. I'm a research officer.
Thank you. I'm Christine Isemek.
Lona Okat, research officer.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. My name is Malcolm Gugi, legal counsel.
Chair and members, my name is Sombetona. I'm the legal officer to this committee.
Afternoon, members and Chair.
My name is Office.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. My name is Javan Lorico, Sergeant at Arms.
Good morning. My name is Victor Kimani.
The Executive, the Department of Roads and Transportation.
Before you this morning, and sorry, afternoon. Chair did say we were here earlier on. Unfortunately, there was, but sorry about that. My name is Davis Chirchir, Cabinet Secretary. PS Dagar, introduce yourself.
Mohammed Dagar, Principal Secretary, State Department of Transport.
Goe, Acting CEO, Kenya Airports Authority.
Alex Mbuvi, State Counsel, Minister of
the Office of the CS.
That's all. Thank you very much. The agenda of today, which is an agenda of national. Just to give you a very quick background of why we are here for the benefit of the CS and regarding the leasing of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport Company. And in that statement, the Senator wanted to know whether Kenya Airports Authority has entered in a under BOT, that is Build, Operate, Transfer model. Of this agreement. The statement also wanted the CS to provide the content of the contract, the number of bids received, the criteria used, required the CS to provide details of the contract between Kenya Airways Authority Air Transport Policy in Kenya and the subsequent payment of company known as ADANI Commercial Limited to build a city-side development. For the committee considered this statement and very briefly was now for the CS to provide a copy of the proposed project, including references or reference designs, sketches, and alignment of the privately initiated proposal, explain the process that was followed in arriving at the initiated proposal to ADANI Commercial Limited. Number 5, state the fate of a privately initiated proposal on the project. Provide profile for ADANI Commercial Limited and details of directors. Provide copies of minutes of. Provide the total value of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Moi International Airport, Eldoret International Airport, and Kisumu International Airport. International Airport, indicating the specific revenue stream. Clarify whether other airports and airstrips in the country are part of the privately initiated proposal. And lastly, clarify whether public participation was carried out, and if not, at what stage it would be undertaken. Now, members, with all these questions, among others that maybe you have, and the public who are following us online will be having, I think it's better to mention that on the 6th of August, the committee requested for the response to the statement from the Prime Cabinet Secretary. If you remember very well, members, that is before the current CM, 4th of September. Again, there was an engagement in China that the president
should be meet the threshold of truthfulness, but absolute truth. So I think he should take an oath, and any person who shall, maybe including KMD and the PS, people who will testify before this committee, Chair, so that in future the presentation and submission will be exact. And finally, Chair, you sit in PIC, and as a tradition of witnesses who appear before the Senate, you sit in PIC, and the tradition, even witnesses who appear at any given time, Parliament has used that tradition and precedent for taking oath to ensure that the witness appearing before it takes it with the seriousness it deserves. I'm not casting aspersions that without the oath they don't take it serious, but with abundance of caution, I think the CS and anybody who will testify to take an oath, and then we proceed. I thank you, Chair.
I think the CS oath is still fresh. You know, just took oath the other day.
Chair, with due respect, the oath that we are discussing is not the oath of office. It is an oath before God and the people of Kenya to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. And there are consequences of taking that oath, because if you perjure yourself, if any information that is provided when you are under oath turns out to be false, there are consequences, legal consequences.
Chair.
So because I made the intervention, Chair,
yes,
let me be clear about the oath that I wanted him to take. I am not swearing him into office. He's already in office. I want him to swear to tell the truth in accordance with Article 125 as a witness before this committee.
Chair,
Senator Chirchir, yes.
Was it, you are referring to the oath you took at State House? Was it a joke or you are very serious?
No, I just wanted the senator to clarify, because you see, somebody at home would be asking themselves what kind of oath we are talking about. But I do understand. So the clarity is there.
On top of that one, I just have some clarification.
Let's have Senator Chirchir.
I want, for how long has he been acting?
Before we get there,
because
let's first of all We will
Well
be
made,
engaging the CS on those issues. We are still talking about the oath. Vice Chair?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to agree with the members very strongly that this issue is very sensitive and is threatening to, ban the country, as you know. And Chair, because of the magnitude of the interest of the public interest of this matter, I do agree with members that we should have the CS on oath.
Thank you very much, members. I hear you. I was just trying to see whether we are talking about the same oath. And owing to the fact that this issue has had a trust deficit, we need Kenyans to see we are here as a serious entity to get to know the information behind the deal. So permission granted. I think what you're going to do, clerk, prepare the CS to take the oath so that whatever he submits to this committee is the truth and nothing but the truth. So, Bwana CS, you need to say you're Christian or a Muslim so that we can give you either the Bible or the Quran. Then you can take the oath. You can take the oath before you give your submissions. He's supporting Tim.
I do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you very much.
Chair, would it be in order if there is any evidence that the CS would have to table?
That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Yes. Bwana CS, any evidence, document you'll be submitting to this committee?
Thank you, Chair. I didn't know that taking the oath was a very, it should be straightforward that I can just take the oath when it has been requested for. We spend so much time as to whether taking the oath to be able to confirm that I'll go and say the truth. It took a bit of time. You did it on your own behalf because I didn't hear anybody else wish me well. But thank you, Chairman. Thank you so much, and thank you, my classmate, for confirming that we were in college together. And so we appear before this House today with profound respect on the matters raised. We have not submitted any documents, Chair. While preparing to submit the documents, I was advised by my technical team of some developments that would possibly wish to do some housekeeping and confirm first whether we can prosecute this matter while there is a court case that was served on us. One initial one, which is a bit historical, was served. It's High Court HRPT/E36-36624. Isaac Lanko Guyo versus Kenya Airports Authority, and the application date 25th July 2024. Court orders issued on 30th July. I do confirm that we did receive the letter from Senate on the 6th of August 2024. And just to mention that the matter is coming up for direction on this particular case on the 24th of September 2024. This morning, we've been served, or is it yesterday, with another High Court case, number E199/2024, LSK and Kenya National Human Rights Commission versus KIA and 5 others. Application dated September 9th. Court orders have been issued, and it's coming up for mention on the 8th of October 2024. I'll just be seeking that we deal with that first, but Chair, let me just as a form of introduction confirm that yes, we have this request, and as soon as we confirm, we should be able to agree on the way forward. We did receive this request introduction that yes, we have a privately initiated public procurement on a privately initiated investment proposal to develop JKIA or Jomo Kenyatta International Airport on a build, operate and transfer under the public-private partnership model, which is a form of procurement under the Public PPP Act. So as to the in that due process, but my humble request first to, or we proceed having those two initial disclosures as to developments that have happened as regarding this transaction. Thank you, Chair.
As I invite senators, and especially we do have lawyers bring to your attention, that is Article 125 of the Constitution. Article 125(1) provides that either House of Parliament and any of its committees has power to summon any person to appear before it for the purpose of giving evidence or providing information. And that goes in line with our Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act that reminds this committee has the powers of a high court. So before we make that determination, I would want to hear what the members have to say.
Chair.
Yes, Senator Sifuna.
If I might have the first bite, I'm very surprised the Cabinet Secretary will try to pull the sub judice rule. I saw you yesterday. Number two, our standing orders under Standing Order 103 requires that before you pull that sub judice cut out of the bag, you must present evidence to us showing that that matter is actually in court. I observed when you walked in, I was very, very worried. You are not carrying any documents. So that we need to see what the pleadings in those cases are. It could have nothing to do with the matters that we want to discuss here today. Thirdly, because you brought up preliminary matters, I also want you to address yourself to a preliminary concern that I have personally. If a letter is dispatched from the Senate on the 6th of August 2024, pursuant to a request dated 25th July 2024, and you confirm that you've received it on the 6th of August 2024 at your ministry, how is it possible, Bwana CS, that even today when you walk in, you don't have any of the documents we have requested? I am sure, and I would be aware, if there was any court order stopping the ministry from providing the Senate as representative of the people with a copy of a privately initiated proposal, if there was such an order, I would surely be aware. Are you saying there's a court order stopping you as a ministry from providing the Senate or this committee with a copy of that PIPP? Because you can't speak to matters. We want to see it. And Honorable Chair, I had warned that at the Public Accounts Committee, where I'm a member, we are a bit unfriendly to people who show up to meetings without any documents. In fact, there is a requirement that these documents are presented to us aforehand so that we can go through them. We like to read documents. We don't request documents that we don't read. And a document, as a rule of law, speaks for itself for as long as you can read. Not like Governor Muthomi Njuki, who suddenly developed a sight impediment because he didn't want to read his own documents. We want to read documents. We don't want to be told stories, Bwana CS. So is there any reasonable explanation why 2 months later, as a senator of Nairobi, I still do not have this PIPP? Chair.
Let's deal with the issue of the court, and then we get into the details. Yes, Senator Onyonka.
Chair, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and CS, congratulations for your job and your coming to this committee. Chair, I just want to inform this House that this is a matter that is substantive, that is a matter that is weighty, it's a matter that is so complex that it doesn't need to be trivialized or dismissed for whatever reason. Number one, Chair, the sub judice rule can only be introduced if one of us brought that issue to the floor of the House. Otherwise, if it is the CS who's demanding that we make a ruling that there's going to be issues involving the complexities and the involvement and the hearings and the evidence that is being provided on this matter, which has not been interrogated. Nothing stops this committee to demand that documents are provided for, so that then we can look at those documents, because the basic interpretation, CS, is that these are the documents you will present to court. So there is no contradiction in that. The second issue that I wanted to mention, Chair, is referring to what my Secretary General has actually raised. CS, to tell you the truth, right now I wouldn't want to ask you a single question, because I have nothing to ask you a question about. So to me, I would actually make a recommendation to this committee that unless the CS presents documents which will be adopted as legal documents with this committee, then there's no need for this meeting to proceed.
Chair.
Yes, Senator Chirchir.
Chair, in the principle of doctrine of separation of powers, and you can look at the decision of Justin Muturi, the Speaker Emeritus, on David David Ochieng Ukenya, Member of Parliament, when the coalition wanted to de-whip him, and somebody went to court. It was ruled in the spirit of Standing Order 103 on sub judice that there is no any arm of government that can direct the other. So in doctrine of participation of powers, judiciary nor parliament can direct the executive chair, and therefore the rule of sub judice is here neither there, chair, and to the CS. This, when you look at the threshold, there is no evidence, and you know, access to information, Mr. Chairman, is a right, and unless the CS can tell us the information is a classified information, is a secret information that meets the threshold of that aspect, Mr. Chair. And for example, one of the questions that the committee sought to know is about labor-related issues. The matter in court does not even touch on the issue of labor-related. So why would the CS want to run away from giving that responsibility, Bwana Waziri? So the sub judice rule does not apply. It is better even to share through the chair the information you have with Kenyans, so that we deal with chair. And while I congratulate you, since I'm not a member of transport, we expect you to do better than CS Murkomen. So you should start at the right footing. Don't start the way Murkomen used to mess all of us, Mr. Chair. Chair, I submit.
Chair, allow me.
Yeah, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, as I submitted earlier while supporting members, this is a matter of great public interest. And Chair, there is precedence, you know, in Parliament on such matters. Chair, on the 10th of September 2009, Speaker Marende, while making a decision on whether to allow debate on the report of the National Assembly Committee on Delegated Legislation on the reappointment of the Director of KACC by the President. Chair, this is what he said, and I would quote, Chair, that in a matter, he said, I'm clear in my mind that in a matter of immense public interest, where there is doubt, unless sound grounds are advanced, a presumption such should exist in favor of allowing debate in the House, as opposed to the application of sub judice rule to suppress debate. Chair, again, he said, Speaker Marende now, on February 11th, said, on a matter, I do think that it will aid the House to know that in a matter such as this, a matter that has occupied newspaper headlines and editorials, extensive television coverage, and topical discussions in streets and in places of refreshments, it would be very odd indeed and hardly in keeping with the Constitution if some rule in our standing orders could be construed as making the National Assembly the only place where the matter could not be discussed. Chair, there is precedence in the House on where matters such as this of public interest can be discussed.
I think we should just roll on this so that we can go forward. But Senator Chute, 1 minute.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. I think if we don't have any order stopping this session to sit, I think we need to continue this matter. But what I really don't understand is this. This statement from Senator Onyonka was of the 25th July. And then the CS is supposed to come before this committee on 15th August 2024. And today is 12th September 2024. At least we should have had a response by today. At least, you know, at a minimum. And I know our CS is efficient. He's doing his job very well. And I don't really understand why the order he's talking about is, he says it came yesterday. And my question is this: he had 60 days to submit some documents to this committee. Is he really interested? Does he even want to give a response? I'm really disturbed. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator. You have raised two very important issues that we need to deal with before we proceed. And one of the issues is whether we should continue discussing this issue, because the CS thinks we might be going against the law. And the other issue is whether we should also continue with these proceedings without any document from the CS. I wish to rule as follows.
Before you rule, Chair, I just wanted to make one further statement for just clarity.
It's going to help in what I'm just about to say? Okay, 1 minute.
Chair, I just wanted to, before you rule, to come out very clear on the words I used, because it's been taken in the context that we do not want to prosecute. I was just basically, by way of guidance, seeking disclosure that there are two court cases, and to the extent that it is not sub judice, we proceed. So it was not like we do not wish to proceed. Chair, it's an issue of public interest, and yesterday while addressing the issue of the strike by the Kenya Aviation Union workers, I did say that now that we have a court case against the government, will really go before the court and use the court to really submit all the documents for purpose of disclosure of what's happening. It's in the interest of the government, the ministry, to do full disclosure. So
Point of order,
it was
Chair.
just by interest.
Point of order, Chair.
Just 1 minute for the CS to finish.
I would like to remind the CS, my comrade, we sit in this house because we have powers of the High Court. This is a court. I hope you understand that. And we summoned you, and there was a request by the chair and the clerk to ask you to provide us, particularly me, with these documents, which then will make me ask intelligible or reasonable questions about the issues we are talking about. We are not discussing about sanitization of the matter in court. What we are saying is this House has a responsibility to tell Kenyans exactly the questions I asked you.
All right, point of order. Can I expedite this issue so that we can move on?
I wanted to know if the CS is trying to imply that if there's a request that comes from Parliament and another that comes, say, from the judiciary or the executive, you can choose which one to send documents to and which one you cannot. Is that what you're saying, CS, that we should all now follow you to court and pick those documents from there?
Members, I see Senator, before Bana CS, let's have Senator Lelegwe, and then I'm going to give a direction, because I don't want us to discuss the preliminaries.
Chair,
we have an important issue ahead of us.
I have, on a point of order, Chair, we as a committee, we are discussing an issue which we are not sure of. We are engaging on a rule of sub judice, where the cabinet secretary is telling the committee that he has a court order. That court order has not been tabled before this committee. So I don't know what we are discussing about and what you are ruling on.
Yes, let me give the direction. But CS, I think let's discuss the issues that has brought us here. So on the issue of the sub judice rule, I think we cannot use it to gag Parliament to discuss on any matter. So that is overruled, and what we are going to do, we are going to continue discussing the matters at hand. But there was also another issue, the issue of whether we should continue without any document submitted by the department.
Point of order.
The issue was raised by, I'm giving a ruling, Senator Chute. The issue was raised by Senator Sifuna and Senator Onyonka, saying that probably, and they have been harsh in other committees, that they chase away those who come without the document. But I want to tell you, members, maybe that's what the department wants. Maybe that's what the department wants, for us to kick them away so that they can spend another 6 or so months before they come to this committee. So what I'm going to do, members, is that the CS has taken an oath of witness. So everything that he says, because we are on Hansard, we are on camera, it can be counter-checked on a later date. So we are going to continue with this session because it's a matter of national interest, a matter that should have been discussed yesterday. And also, Bwana CS, if you have any other document, because you see, yesterday we had one Mr. Atuoli says that he has the document. We are worried that you can give an individual this document, but not give it to the Senate, the people's representatives. So I think we should continue, and we will go in order of the questions as raised from the statement, one by one, so that the CS can affirm, confirm, or refuse, so that we get to understand what the matter is. Also to remind the CS, he is under oath, and every statement will be counter-checked later by the documents that will be submitted.
Point of order, Chair. I don't want to argue with your ruling, but at the very minimum, allow the ministry to explain, give a proper explanation as to why we don't have these documents. Do we have to behave the way the people in the airport behave for us to get a document? The problem we are getting ourselves into, Chair, is that increasingly in this country, civility does not pay. That if you write a letter 3 months ago, they don't want to respond. We have, even for me as the Senator of Nairobi, do I have to come and undermine in front of the ministry? Then maybe I'll get a copy. And number 2, Chair, it is not as if we don't have these documents. It's not as if we don't have these documents, and this is why I'm seeing dishonesty on the part of the ministry. It's just that I don't want to be accused of getting this document from elsewhere, and then when I read things in here, he says, this is not our document. We have these documents. But it is the responsibility of the ministry to table under oath. And if there are challenges, like the excuses that we have had today are totally unacceptable. We can't be told, oh, the matter is in court, oh, we want to know what difficulty has the ministry had from the 6th of August when they received this letter to today. What is the challenge? Where's the challenge?
Yes, Chair. I support what Senator...
Before I come to you, Bwana CS,
yes,
Senator.
I really support strongly what Senator Sifuna is saying. Let them explain to us why we don't have these documents up to today, now. It's almost now 2 o'clock. So let them explain, let them tell us the reason. Yes.
Bwana CS.
So do we need a helicopter to bring those documents?
Chair, I basically, you didn't allow me, Chair, to prosecute the guidance. I was basically seeking guidance, and now that you have ruled, and you'll recall the chronology I gave in my opening statement that there was an application dated 25th July 2024, and thereafter a court order issued on 30th of July. And the fact that the letter from Senate came to us, to the ministry, on 6th of August, I was basically seeking guidance that we can prosecute the matter with that disclosure that there was a parallel process and now that you have guided, we don't have a problem providing documents. So to the extent that it was just a preliminary inquiry and disclosure of parallel processes in the other arms of government. But to the extent that you have ruled, we are now guided. We don't have a problem providing all the documents. It is important, that's why I said it's important for us to be able to provide these documents, to be able to allay the misinformation and what's going on out there, because we have the documents. So to the extent that that guidance on the basis of information that there are 2 court cases has been ruled by Parliament, we can provide the documents and proceed. Chair, that was the purpose of, it was not because we don't want to proceed.
Okay.
It was just a guidance, and it is being argued like we have refused. It was a guidance that, yes, there are 2 court cases, help us, give us direction, and then we proceed. I wanted to make that clarity
now,
so that we proceed. Thank you.
It's clear. Now, can you submit the documents then?
Unfortunately, we did not come with the documents because we did not know the direction of the ruling. So, Chair, to the extent that the guidance has been given, we can submit the documents today.
Point of order,
We
Chair.
can appear as early as tomorrow. Like I've said, I want in context to be understood. This is helping us to explain to Kenyans, as it were, the true information and what is obtaining. As it were, we don't have a concession agreement. It is a marked up document that we are negotiating. We can provide those documents.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order. Point of order, Chair.
I would urge the committee, let the CS be heard, so that at least we don't interject.
Chair, we cannot allow
you're out of order, Senator. Can the CS...
Chairman, I think you're the one out of order.
Can the CS finish?
You must allow us to engage the CS.
Yeah, before you engage.
Point of order. It was just a small clarification.
You have to engage from the point of order.
Point of order, Chair. It was just a clarification.
Chair cannot be out of order. Let me tell you, you cannot...
Small clarification.
If you give me a minute. The chair
is out of order.
The chair is speaking. You cannot engage on a matter you have not even heard or listened. Let the CS be clear, be heard, and then I'll give you an opportunity.
Chair, just a clarification. You are saying the CS should be allowed to be heard, yet he's delving on the substratum issues we are supposed to discuss. Because he's already he's already answering questions, yet he's saying he's not ready to proceed, or he didn't know the ruling.
I was to come to you, I was to come to members after he's done, so that we can also be seen civil.
You don't want us to interject on the things that he says. For instance, if you do not know the outcome of a matter, you prepare for both outcomes. If he knew that the ruling could go either way, then the documents should have been somewhere here. If we say we can't look at it, he pulls them out. But if you tell me you suspect it's going to rain, but you don't bring an umbrella, I think you're playing with our minds.
But CS, finish your statement.
And Chair, I request that through you, that
Senator
the CS should not
go out of order.
Yes,
and I won't allow this committee, you are a friend of this committee, I'm actually giving you an opportunity.
Just Chair, on clarification.
Please, give this committee, we conduct business here with civility.
Yes. We are also being civil.
Kindly, let the CS finish. This is a matter of national importance. It's not about Senator Chirchir or anyone else. Kindly allow us to conduct the
Chair,
business
for purposes of
the
record,
way
I'm
we conduct.
not a member of JKIA or ADANI. I'm a member of Parliament.
Our standing order is very clear.
Yes.
You will only, Chirchir can talk only
once
when
given an
yes.
opportunity. Yes.
So you should understand this.
When a CS finish your statement, I'll give the senators an opportunity to discuss.
Chair, from the onset, I sought to be understood that I was basically seeking guidance through the information disclosure that there were 2 court cases, and now that we've been guided, unfortunately, it was taken in context that we have kind of refused to provide these documents. To the extent that guidance has been given, Chair, through your ruling, that it is in order to proceed, I was then going to request that we submit, you allow us to submit the documents today, and we can appear before this committee as early as tomorrow or when you are available, Chair, because, like I did indicate, it is so important for us to be able to communicate to Parliament and through Parliament to Kenyans on what documents do we have, what is going on, where are we today, and it is as important for us to be able to do that communication. And therefore, guided, Chair, and to the extent that we did not prepare the documents because granted from what Senator Sifuna said, maybe we should have come along with the documents, but allow us to submit the documents formally. All documents guided today, and if the committee is available as early as tomorrow, I'll be able to make time with the members of my ministry to come and prosecute the matter. But paramountly important, with due respect, it gives us really space to be able to explain and prosecute this matter, because there's a lot of information out there, and this is a good forum to explain to Parliament, to present all the documents to Parliament, and be able to, as early as this committee would wish to seek to have us, as early as tomorrow.
Thank you, Bwana Waziri. Now, you see, he's clear on what he's requesting. Now we can interrogate what he says to see whether we are going to allow that or not, or proceed. Senator Chirchir.
The CS is misleading this committee. The order he has, which is of for the 15th of July.
I don't want us to go to the order.
No, Chair.
Because we already ruled on that.
No,
the issue at hand is either to proceed without the document. Yes, Senator Chute.
Allow me to
the
finish.
Issue is good to be.
Let me finish, Chair. Allow me to finish. Less than a minute. I want the CS to read for us the order of the 15th of July. What it says. Does it touch on the issue of the ADANI? That is what I wanted to know.
Okay, I think we are on the issue of whether to proceed, whether to give the CS time to provide the documents today, and for him to appear either tomorrow or the day after. So now, let's, Senator Onyonka, because it's your statement.
Thank you, sir. Chair, I completely empathize with the position that the CS has taken, so I agree, since he's made the request that the documents are provided either later today or at night, so that we look at them for us to come and interrogate this matter tomorrow morning. The only issue that I wanted to include, Chair, and I hope that the CS will indulge himself, because he covers that ministry anyway. The documents we have also, CS, is that ADANI has been given contractual arrangements for them to supply power in Kenya using Ketraco, and they're intending also to take over KenGen, and they will be the one running the SHIF insurance system for our healthcare. I would like, without you engaging yourself on the health issue, because you don't hold that docket, but you could engage the executive, I would appreciate if you could also come up with those answers tomorrow.
Chair.
Yes, Senator Sifuna.
Yeah, first of all, you can see, Bwana CS, why I was the only person here who was hesitant to congratulate you, because you've not achieved anything in this ministry so far. I was very impressed dealing with you at the Ministry of Energy. You can see the output of some of the conversations we had in the ministry there. So I will withhold my congratulations until such time that I can see something tangible in terms of movement. But I must say I'm very disappointed today, because this is not the Chirchir that I know. You have appeared before committees that I'm a member in before, and you have always come prepared. You have sent documents beforehand. We have had meaningful engagements. You must understand the frustration of elected members of parliament and representatives of the people. Some of us are being accused of not speaking on ADANI yet. I don't know what ADANI is. I am a person who likes to speak from a position of information. So I am very amenable, Chair. Personally, I don't like to entertain stories, especially when there is documentation. As a lawyer, the parole evidence rule says you cannot explain the contents of a document. Let the document speak for itself. And because I have capacity to read, and I intend to read these documents, I want to be able to go through that document line by line with the CS. So, Chair, and tomorrow might be even worse in terms of the mood of the committee, because you have ruined the weekend for the Senate. It's Friday morning tomorrow, Honorable Chair. And as you have confirmed, as Senator Tobiko confirmed, I also want to confirm that this is a matter that has been discussed in all the places of entertainment that I visit Nairobi. And I was hoping that we can now have this conversation here. So tomorrow is ruined, CS, because of the lack of preparation on your part, but we will be here. And I want it to be early, Honorable Chair. If it can be 7:30 or 8, so that we finish by 1, and the SDA members like Honorable Onyonka can also be allowed to go and worship.
Chair.
Yes, Senator Chirchir.
Thank you, Chair. Mine, and I want also to confirm to Senator Sifuna that even in places of worship, where some of us fast and pray, this matter has come up heavily. Now, Chair, I agree. What you need to provide is the timeline when the minister can provide the documents. What are the documents? Because you have had even Senator Onyonka is still adding other documents, so you need to guide. Chair, and the time tomorrow so that members, and I agree, Chair, normally, as you had ruled even in our previous engagement where we had earlier this week, it is the tradition of Parliament to proceed ab initio as per the directions of your committee. But since this matter of Adani is a very serious and critical issue for the country, with so many misinformation, disinformation, and fake news about it, it is important you exercise standing order number 1 as the chair and give the discretion that we agree, even if it is before the night runners wake up by 5 a.m. Some of us are committed in sleeping at Parliament and be ready by 4 a.m. because there are enough hospitality facilities within Parliament to interrogate this issue. So that, Chairman, when I go to my local village in Kapkeben, people who have never seen a plane will ask me, hii mambo ya Adani munaongelea Nairobi ni nini? Personally, I don't know. So it is important that I have all the information so that when we engage in our legislative and even over the weekends, Mr. Chairman, we are able to converse. So the request of making it up to tomorrow, maybe early, very early, Chair, so that we can interrogate. I agree with the CS. The CS can be given a chance to provide concrete and solid information to allow us to proceed, because Adani, an issue of care, is very critical. And I hope the CS will resolve this matter the way he resolved the issue of strike of workers in JKIA. Chair, I want to put to rest. There are people who are asserting that the reason we were complaining about leaking roofs in JKIA, blackouts in JKIA, we were preparing ground for Adani takeover. That is not far from the truth. We were just questioning about the incompetency of the previous occupant or owner of that office. Thank you, Chair.
Senator Chirchir.
If we can have it in a soft copy today, if that is possible. Thank you.
Senator Lelegwe. Okay. I think now, members, I've heard you, and but I see it. Okay.
Very quickly, Chair, let me confirm that, like I said, yes, we'll be able to provide all the documentations later this afternoon. Subject availability of members, we'll be ready to prosecute tomorrow. It's a lot of documentations. I would have expected that members will empathize and say, take a day and submit all the documents on my own signature to confirm that all these requested documents, including the additional documents requested by my honorable colleague, Honorable Senator Richard Onyonka, are included. But to the extent that we must submit today, we'll do that, Chair. We are ready to appear tomorrow. It would have been better if it's a weighty issue, like has been said, we don't want to rush it. If you give us time on Monday or Tuesday so that we do a good submission before end of tomorrow, and you have the weekend to go through all these documents, and therefore we can have a good conversation. But really, we are ready to provide this document, Chair. I want to confirm that I'll work so hard between today and tomorrow and procure the congratulation from Mheshimiwa Sifuna by next week. Sifuna.
Thank you very much. I think, Bwana CS, you had insisted that you're going to provide these documents by the end of today. To help you do that, I think for now defer the request by Senator Onyonka on the issue of Kentraco and other issues. That one you can defer. We will tell you when you should bring that, because we don't want to use that as an excuse of getting you additional days to provide the document. So the best thing is, let's stick to the statement. Let's stick to every supplementary question that was requested. And some of these documents is a matter of just hitting the print button. Because a contract, we are not writing a new contract. A proposal, we are not writing a new proposal. It's just making sure you print them. So you submit them by the end of today, close of business today. And my secretariat, they're saying they can actually wait until 6:30 today. But for us to get an opportunity to go through them, provide both in soft copy and hard copy. And when it comes to hard copies, make sure you have 12 copies of each, so that every senator and the secretariat can be able to see them first thing in the morning. But for the soft copies, I believe they can be forwarded for the senators to burn the midnight oil and go through the report. Now, on the issue of appearance, first of all, it's good to mention that we had invited you, the CS, Davis Chirchir, together with your PS, Transport, Mohammed Daga, plus the Kenya Airports Authority, Mr. Henry Ogoe, who is here with us. But we are missing one, Mr. Christopher Kiregwa, MBS. He's the Director General, Public-Private Partnership, the National Treasury. He's under the National Treasury, but I believe you work closely together. So also compel him to appear with you tomorrow. And I believe we can't wait any longer. If we had actually dealt with this issue the time it was raised, the country will be at peace, you know. So, and you have rightly stated, Bwana CS, that this is an opportunity to talk to Kenyans and tell them whether the deal is there or the deal is not. And we're going to give you that opportunity tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is on Friday, 10 a.m. So that we appear at the same venue. We appear here. Yeah, 10 is good. So that you wake up early, Senator Chute, and go through the documents.
Chair, let me request for 9 o'clock because of Friday press, please, kindly. Tomorrow is Friday. We need to go to the mosque. Yes, 9 is fine.
Okay, that one is granted. So 9 a.m., because you'll be having the documents in soft copy. So to appear here before the committee at 9 a.m. I think we are doing this for the good of the country. We are doing this to make sure that the country trusts the government and everyone concerned. So tomorrow, I also invite the members of the fourth estate to be here tomorrow, and anyone else, so that we can expedite this issue. I think we rest there for the moment. Yeah, just for clarity, it's tomorrow, Friday, the 13th, 2024, at 9 a.m. But the documents to be submitted by the end of close of business today.
Chair, it will be in this chamber.
In this chamber, yes. Thank you very much.
Chair,
thank you.
I much obliged. Will submit the documents. Will appear tomorrow at 9. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to get hold of all the soft copy documents because they are worked on in different departments.